Hello gamers, welcome to another edition of Tonight on Mage Hammer's Game Table, where tonight I'm continuing my solo campaign featuring my newest game, Cthulhu and Dangers, which is an expansion for my Rules Light Pulp game, Daring and Dangers. And I am playing out of a module from Arkham Horror, the role-playing game, the first module in this series of adventures. There's 3 main modules in this adventure book, and I'm playing the first one. It was made for the Arkham Horror role-playing game, but I'm using it for Cthulhu and Dangers, and it is going pretty well, in my opinion. So, our team, Gareth, I don't know if they're really a team, technically. Our investigators is Gareth Hopewell. He is a professor and sorcerer from Arkham University. His manservant slash bodyguard is Brock Cruddick, and he is a reformed criminal who basically works for Gareth as his bodyguard, as I said, and driver, and basically his manservant, I guess, for lack of a better word. It is 19. This episode is taking place in the 1920. I think I'm gonna set in 1928. Anyway, so this is going on 1928. Anyway, they were joined by a reporter, Cassie Emerson, who was called in to cover the preparation for the opening of the Miskatonic Museum's Natural History of American Southwest exhibit, and was asked by this man, Dr. Dexter. He also asked Gareth to come. He was a former colleague of Dr. Hopewell, and he knows that he's kind of investigating. And he called them in essentially to get kind of a preview of the show. But in the meantime, a man named Kyle Everett, his Dr. Dexter's research assistant, was found dead under what he deemed mysterious circumstances, so he brought him in. The people that were in the museum at the time were Francesca Weaver, and there is a handyman who we have yet to meet. And when they got there, they met the police officer who was there watching over the scene after the crime scene folks had left, Officer Maury. And so, at the end of last episode, the Cruddick and Emerson went and explored part of the museum looking for clues, while Dr. Hopewell was looking over Everett, the man who died, his thesis, PhD thesis that he was working on. And so dissertation, I think it was dissertation. Anyway, his PhD dissertation, he was looking it over, looking for clues, and was having a hard time kind of translating everything. And while he was going to take another dive into it, a gunshot rang out in the museum, and Cruddick pulled out his Tommy gun out from under his trench coat and is about to burst through the door into this room here. And so he does so, followed by Cassie and Hopewell, and standing in the door is Dr. Dexter. "Hey, Officer Maury, what's going on?" And he's standing over a dead snake. "I came out of the room to see what was keeping you all, and this snake crawled out from underneath this exhibit, and it attacked me, so I shot it." And he has his gun out, smoking. He had shot, and there's a dead snake at his legs. And just as he says that, more snakes come out. So one comes out here, another one comes out at Officer Maury. We'll say 3 snakes this way, and 2 at Officer Maury. So there's going to be 5 snakes total, and we'll go from there. What the? Okay, so we're going to roll initiative. Officer Maury will go on Professor Hopewell's initiative. All right, so yes, so that means that Cruddick is going to go before, Maury and Hopewell are going to go before, and let's see if Cassie acts. She does. She acts before the snakes as well. So I'm going to have Cruddick just go. He's going to shoot off. Into the floor now. Bullets. So a little bit of cleanup there. 6 dice. Ooh, man. So that's 4 successes, 2 exploding dice. Nope. And then another burst at the same 3 that are making their way there. Since they're so clumped together, the blast of the Tommy gun will apply to them. And that is 4 there. So, welcome. This is our new family member, everybody. This is D.I. Mooney. So we call him Mooney for short. Rescued him off the streets. And this is his first videotaping. So he's kind of wrecking through the museum. And you're just going to have to bear with it. I'm going to try to work around him. All right, so Kruddick had blown his 3 away. And now Officer Maury's going to fire off his gun at the one of the ones approaching him. He's decent with his pistol. He's going to get 6 dice with his pistol. So those snakes just all died. Woo! Blam, blam. So 2 exploding dice. So that's 4. So he kills one of the snakes, but one of the snakes is going to sneak through maybe. And that leaves a professor going as well. The professor steps around Kruddick, points out his hand, and fires off a sorceress bolt. So he has to spend 2 mental trauma or mental fortitude points. And then he is going to, and his casting on that is 6 dice. And a purplish blast comes out to hit the other snake in front of Officer Maury. And that's 4 successes. And that is enough to take that snake out. The snake goes down. And then Cassie doesn't have to do anything. And suddenly, all 3 of them feel a sense of dread. A sense of dread upon them. So Officer Maury, he makes his roll. Resistance is 5. And Professor Hopewell, he makes 3. That's all you need, DL3. And then Kruddick. This is not a trauma check, by the way. This is something else that's in the adventure, and I may or may not be revealing it soon. And I'm gonna give him. Well, his mind is only 2. So he's gonna see if he can get 3 on 2 dice. No, didn't get an exploding die, so he's gonna use a daring die, and that's enough. There's the daring die. Yeah. Mooney is wreaking havoc on my studio here, my basement. Oh, what was that? I'm not sure, but I did not like the feel of it. Nor did I. Did you feel anything, Miss Emerson? No, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just alarmed by all the snakes. That's alarming. Yeah, it is. Yes, quite. And Officer Moore's like, yeah, and I forgot. I gotta do this. Yeah. Yes, it is. And so he failed that second roll, and suddenly his body melts, and out of the melting he screams as he melts, and a curdling scream. And them all seeing that, now they have to make a trauma roll or lose a point of mental fortitude. So Gareth Hopewell, he gets, it's a DL3 because it was pretty disturbing. So he got 4, 5. So he has no problem making that. Brock though needs DL3, 1, 2. Uh-oh, he failed. He's going to use a daring die. That's too many daring dice. So he's going to lose a point of mental trauma or mental fortitude. And then Cassie, her mind resistance is 4. And she, oh man, she rolled 3 2s. She needs a DL3. She's just going to lose the fortitude. So you should lose a point of fortitude. And the professor, Ooh, he fails as well. I'm not really tracking. I know how many I'll just say how many fortitude he has, but he makes the save or the roll and he failed. Oh, that's ghastly. And then in its place is a twisting mass of vipers, and they start moving towards Professor Hopewell. So we're gonna roll initiative again. Oh, she's going after, Krudik's going before, and the professor is going after as well. So, Krudik, get behind me, Professor, and he fires off his Tommy gun again. 2 bursts of 6 each. I have the stats on this creature, unless Mooney knocked it on the floor. I had the stats to this creature. Oh, you gotta love it. There it is. Found it. Okay, good. So, fires 1 burst at this creature, and that is 5. That's 3, 5, and it has a little bit of armor and agility, so that takes that many points of damage. All right, and then the second burst. And gets 2 exploding dice, 4 successes that way, 5 successes. Take off that. And that is the twisting form of vipers now makes its way to Brock and attacks him. It attacks with, it has 2 attacks of 5 dice each. So the 5 dice, 5 dice. So all the attacks are generated at Brock against his agility resistance. So that's 4 minus 2 is 2 damage to Brock there. Ah! I hate snakes. Why'd it have to be snakes? And so his stamina is that. And he takes that, so 15. All right, and then, oof, the other bite is quite severe. It is 5 successes and 2 exploding dice. Oh my gosh, another exploding die. Whoo, 3, 6, 8 successes off of his 2. So that's 6 damage. Ouch. He is hurting. Ugh. Then, they also, on each of those, on the first one, on the first one, he didn't take enough damage yet, but the second one, he has to make a DL3 strength resistance roll, which, thank goodness, that's something he's good at. He has 3 successes. He gets 3 successes, 4 successes, actually, and he resists whatever it was that may have been going to be bad for him. All right, so that creature is attacked, and now the professor is going to move behind this display case, and he is going to fire off another sorcerer's bolt, which is going to cost him 2 more mental fortitude, and he gets 5 dice at this point. 6 dice, I mean. 6 dice. Purplish ray shoots out of the pit of vipers. 4, 5, and unfortunately, that is not enough to drop this creature. And Cassie's like, Professor, what's coming out of your hand? She's just like stunned. And so she's stunned beyond, she can't act. So we're gonna roll initiative again. Maybe she'll be able to act this time. All right, oof, Krudik is going after the creature, but she is going before, and so is Dr. Hopewell. So Dr. Hopewell is going to, he doesn't want to waste any more of his mental fortitude at this point, so he is going to instead whip out his pistol and fire at the swarming creatures. His pistol, he has when you know it, I didn't set up the stats. So agility 2, pistols 4, he's proficient 5 dice. Fires at it. All right, so he gets 3 successes with an exploding die. That is not enough to harm it. They wiggle around the bullet. Well, yeah, no, he's not gonna roll. And so she finally gathers her wits and goes, I can't take it. What is going on? Oh my goodness. Yeah, I would have her shoot, but I think she's afraid she'd hit Brock. So she's just gonna stay in a corner, and she pulls the small pistol out of her purse, and she's like shaking her, holding it, and waiting to see if the snakes come at her. And I'm pretty sure Brock didn't make it, so the snakes attack again. Now, since there are fewer snakes in the bundle, I'm just gonna have them attack once. And there's 4 exploding die, 5. So he takes 3 more damage, but that is enough for him to have to make another one of those strength resistance rolls of DL3. And he makes it. 3, 3, 4. That's 3 successes. So whatever's going to happen doesn't. And now he is there, and he's like, he doesn't want to use his Tommy gun again. But it's the only thing he has out. But if he uses it, it's going to have a minus to it. So he lets it fall on its strap and quickly whips out his pistol and fires. Because of the awkwardness of that, I'll have -1 die off of that as a penalty. So he is only going to have 4 dice with that pistol. And 2 successes is not enough to harm this thing. And even if he uses he's not going to use his last daring die for that. So unfortunately, it's a miss. So now we go to initiative. And the professor, of course, not doing. He just back into the room. Actually, let's see if Professor Hopewell is going before. Ugh, she is going after, but Brock is going before. Brock fires with his pistol, 5 dice this time. He doesn't have that penalty. And oh man, he cannot hit this. Pow, pow! He's shooting at it, and he's just missing as it swirls around. And finally, the professor's like, I can't take another risk. So he spends 2 more points of mental fortitude to fire off another sorcerer's bolt at this creature, and he gets 3 successes, but one of them is an exploding dice, and the other one's an exploding dice. All right, so that makes 2, 5. That's 5 over the thing, and it's not enough, so he rolls an additional damage with a daring die, and that is enough to finally put down that coil of vipers. What is going on here? All right, so Brock's like, I'm not sure, but you know me, I'm not a fan of police, but no man deserves that. No, I agree, Brock, though I'm also a fan of the police. Whatever. You didn't grow up on the streets, Professor. Yes, we can have this discussion another time. Professor, what is going on here? I can't believe what we've just seen. I understand, Dexter, but I definitely believe that Kyle's death was not an accident. I need to look at that thesis. And he pushes past him. Brock goes, Miss Emerson, I assume, get in the library quickly, please. And then he backs up, and he's standing at the door, Tommy gun out again, pistol holstered. Doc, you better do some reading fast. Yes, I don't know. I need answers. I need answers good. Yes, you do. Or I'm afraid that we are all doomed. You're injured. Yeah, a couple bites. I feel a little weak, but I'll be okay. We probably should get you some medical attention. I'll be all right. I ain't got time to bleed. Okay, just read your thing, Doc. Ms. Emerson, have a seat. You look pale. Don't mind if I do. Francesca, have you seen any snakes running about here? No, but she's like pale white as she goes, but remember, I swear I thought I saw one of those skeletons move, the snake skeleton, remember? Yes, I do. Oh, what is going on here? I don't know. And so, in the meantime, over at the table here, Professor Hopewell starts to pour over Everett's thesis, and he's going to make yet another check. So he gets, we're going to count it as an arcane research check. That's 6 dice. And I said, I think I made a DL5 last time, but since he studied, I'm going to make a DL4. And he gets 5 successes there with an exploding die and another exploding die. And he goes, aha, that was the piece I was missing on my first run through. So, look at this. And they gather around him, except Brock, who stays in the doorway on guard. Look at this, look. So, that beguiling rattle I mentioned before, apparently it can keep snakes calm. And now I have what we need to make it. And so he reads off what it is, and he says, and then this is what he finds, and this is what he tells them through the narrator's voice. Though some of the syntax remains cryptic, you understand the pages as instructions for a beguiling rattle, some sort of tool for enthralling snakes and other serpents. The device requires 3 components: stone-caught light, a ratting collection of immortal dragon bone, and water dwellers' scales. Fortunately, I don't want to read that part. Cassie makes a quick mind test. I'm going to say DL2. And she get a exploding die. But it was 2, so just in case. She says, wait a second. Did you say water dweller scales? Yes, of course, Miss Emerson. Why do you say? Well, when Mr. Craddock and I were in the Southwest exhibit, they have a diorama where what was it? I swear there was one where oh my goodness, something is in my mind. Let me pull it out. I saw something that we might be able to use. I can't find it in the book. I swear they found it. It must have been maybe it was in another section that I missed. Yes, right. In the diorama that had the osprey. It's on a riverbank. There's water. There's fish inside of it. And as we know, Ms. Weaver's dioramas are quite accurate and natural. We might be able to use the scales for that water dweller's scales. The other ones, though, I'm not so sure about. Yes. Well, maybe we have all the components in this museum somewhere that we could use. Something caught light, stone caught light. Yes. Yes, all right. We need to go back to that. We need to go back there and look around and see if we can find these things, because I have a feeling that's not the last of the snakes. And poor Officer Maury. Yes, I am distraught by his death. And such a horrible death, too. That's 2 deaths now in this museum. Oh, it's cursed. Yes, I'm afraid so, Doctor. I think it's cursed. But quickly, let's gather ourselves together and get ourselves into that and try to find a way to make this beguiling rattle to control any more snakes, because unfortunately I think my intuition is telling me we haven't seen the last of our slithery friends. Okay, I'll unlock the door and you can head in there again. Yes. All right, Mr. Craddock, are you ready? Yes, sir, Doc. Are you sure? Your wounds are... Like I said, Doc, I ain't got time to bleed. All right, well, let's go. And Ms. Emerson, if you join us, I don't know. I'm afraid to leave this room. Look, if those snakes are coming to come for us, they're going to come at us from anywhere. Okay, so, are you with me? Yes. All right, Doc, Dr. Dexter, please unlock the door. All right, let's get in there. And so that's where we're going to end this episode. heading back into the Southwest exhibit to see if they can find the components they need to create the beguiling rod to protect them from any further snake attacks. Well, folks, thank you for watching. Shout out to my members. They are Nate, Jamie, Tabletop Wanderer, Todd, Surf Monkey, Kai, and my mom. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you to everybody that has commented on my videos. Thank you to everybody that supports my games. Thank you to everybody who watches one of my videos. Thank you to people who have bought my book. Thank you so much. It means so much to me, and I'm really excited to be sharing my stories with people after all these years. So thank you so much for everything you've given me, and hopefully you're enjoying what I'm giving you. So thank you so much for watching. Till next time, keep on rolling dice and playing games. Mage Hammer out.